You got me? Sweet. Okay, so it's currently like 8 in the morning, 8 at night. 8 at night, that's the one. And I am staying up to buy a 3090. Come on. Hey, my eyes are up here. Focus. That's great. Yeah, it's like 10 at night. I'm buying a 3090 or trying to. I got my pages refreshing back here. Maybe try to snag one off Best Buy or just from Nvidia themselves. But anyway, I thought I'd take this time to talk about the Bethesda Xbox merger that happened like 2 days ago or something. Really, really interesting development that, and one that I'm sure nobody was expecting, especially us in the modding community. But if you were following that company, it's not completely unexpected. I didn't see this happening anytime soon just because the company had been independent for so long. Well, ever since it got founded, basically, and it didn't really seem like they wanted to do anything. But, I mean, if you know the situation with their CEO and who he is, I can't remember his name right off the bat. You know what? I should probably look him up for the sake of this video. Yeah, his name's Robert A. Altman. He was the former CEO. And I might just be talking out of my ass here, but if you knew this dude, I'm not sure if he's still part of the company. I would assume not, just because he's the one that kind of started, or he didn't start the company, but he's the one that owned the company, right? I doubt that he's involved anymore. I think that he just wanted to get rid of it and didn't want to deal with it anymore. Because if you know the guy, if you read up on him before, you'll know that he's this old boomer guy anyway. He didn't want to deal with video games or anything like that. He had his own law firm. So it's not like this dude was really interested in making video games. So it's not really a shock, but it is a surprise because I didn't see it coming. You know, honestly, in the last 2 years or so, that's about how long it's been since, well, probably longer than that. So I was not happy with Fallout 4. I was not happy with Fallout 76. Obviously, I did not play those games. Skyrim was okay, but I thought it took a lot of steps in the wrong direction. And, you know, obviously with Fallout 76, that was exacerbated even further. So now at this point, what I find myself thinking is thank God. Recently, you know, Microsoft has done really good for just about all the studios that they've bought. Like, take Minecraft, for example. Minecraft was all but a dead game for like 4 years or something like that. No updates, nothing like that. They brought that back to life. Now the community's like stronger than ever around that game, I think. If you ever watched any of the developer interviews or read any articles about the developers of Fallout 76, you'll know that they actually did care a lot about the game, but just because of you know, corporate stuff in the background, they weren't able to, you know, really do what they wanted with it. And I think now that Microsoft owns ZeniMax Media, and by extension Bethesda Softworks, and by extension Bethesda Game Studios, and all their other studio companies that they have, I think that they'll be free to do a lot more of what they want to do. And I think what'll be best for the studios in the long run. Yeah, interesting development for sure, but I think, and you can tell me I'm wrong in the comments or whatever if you think otherwise, but I think most of you will generally agree that considering what's been happening at ZeniMax Media the last 2 years especially, and what I've been seeing even before that this development is ultimately pretty good. So the main thing that the media is talking about when it comes to the acquisition of ZeniMax Media by Microsoft is they're talking about the PlayStation 5 exclusives that ZeniMax Media promised. So what's going to happen to those? And honestly, I don't think... well, okay, to me as a PC player, I could give a shit less, right? But I think that they're going to just end up doing the exclusive deals with Sony and then just going their own way from there. It doesn't seem like the most recent Microsoft to just, you know, try to blow those off and, you know, deal with the legal fallout that comes from that. So I don't think much will honestly change. Just like with Minecraft, for example, the developers were able to do what they want. I think the developers at Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda Game Studios and all their subsidiaries, id, all the other ones. I think they'll be able to do what they want now, and I think they'll have more freedoms, which is a good thing. There is something to be said about what's going to happen to modding, though. Come on, focus. Fuck autofocus, dude. Anyway, there is something to be said about what's going to happen to mods, and I have no idea there. I mean, if you ask anyone that question right now, I think that they wouldn't really have a good answer for you either. When it comes to their other studios, it's not like modding has ever been on a top priority for them either. Not that it's ever been a top priority for Bethesda. And my speculation is that the only reason modding exists on Bethesda is that some poor developer out there spent time out of his life to bring it to us, basically off company hours. It's not really a moneymaker, you know? So, and it wasn't really for Bethesda Software because they honestly didn't really care about it either. Not like the Creation Club was bringing them a whole lot of dough. They were trying to go someplace with it, but for them it was really an investment. I don't know what Microsoft is going to do with that. I think they'll probably leave it up to the developers, and I think that honestly the developers probably don't want to spend their time looking at community curated Creation Club content, and they'll probably just let that go. And this is, again, this is like highly speculative, right? But my guess is that they won't really bother with it anymore. And it makes sense why, in retrospect, now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense why Skyrim Special Edition hasn't really been updated in the last 9 months or so, because this whole merger was going through. But my thoughts is that they're going to let it fall to the wayside, and you can quote me on that on Reddit or what have you. Yeah, I don't really think they're going to be pushing the Creation Club much. I think modding is still going to be a thing, but I don't think they're going to, prioritize on supporting it, because again, it's not really a money maker. And I don't think that there are many people in the company that think that it can make money, a lot of money for them in the future at least. Yeah, I honestly think modding is going to stay the same, whether modding will be in the next Bethesda Game Studios game that's on the Creation Engine. I'd say our chances of that are just as good as it was before, if not better, now that they maybe have some better leadership on their hands, hopefully. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes for sure. Elder Scrolls 6 and the next Fallout, hopefully single player Fallout, Anyway, hopefully it will have modding, and hopefully nothing will really change there. Again, my guess is that we're just going to have the same crappy tools that we've always had, and the same broken, just the same broken tools we've always had, basically. Hopefully you've noticed my new microphone. I finally bought a new XLR microphone. It's pretty sweet. I can sound like a radio announcer. Don't I just sound sexy? Yeah, new microphone. It's great. I've readjusted some things around my living area, so it's not a new room or anything like that. I haven't made a video in like 6 months because I've been working on BMS. Speaking of BMS, let's talk about that for a second. I'm working on it. I'm working on graphics and visuals. I know you know that. I know you're sick of me saying that. I know you're thinking, Elias, just get it out the window. I want to play it. Well, here's the deal, and listen carefully. So, BMS is going to be live for Patreons October 31st or November 1st. I was thinking the end of October, so it'll be either be October 31st or November 1st, whichever I feel like doing. I said October 31st, so that's probably what it's going to end up being on. Yeah, from there, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how many bugs there are. Hopefully fix them and get them all sorted in the actual mod list before it goes live for everybody. So Patreons get early access October 31st. I'm hoping everybody else will get it like middle of November. I want to start making videos about it for December, so that way, we can get the hype bus rolling for that. And yeah, it should be fun. It's been a lot of work so far, and I'm hoping that it'll be great and that you guys enjoy it. But until then, just be patient. It's like a month and a half now? Yeah, just a month and a half for everyone. So be patient. It's coming, and there will probably be updates after that to fix other problems that are there, because honestly, BMS has turned into a full-time development job. It's it's getting to be a pain in the ass. I mean, modding's a lot of fun. I love it and all that. But when all you're just thinking about is BMS, 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 it's hard not to get sick of something. So yeah, hopefully everything will run smoothly there. I can start making videos about it in November, get the hype train rolling, getting all those clickbait videos out there about the best looking 4K Skyrim out there. Yeah, because I am trying to buy a 3090, and you bet your ass that if I get a 3090, I'm going to get a 4K monitor, and if I get a 4K monitor, we're going to see some 4K glorious HD ultra modded Skyrim footage that's not bullshitting you like those other videos on YouTube with like 5 mods or anything. No. Hopefully I'm not making too many promises I can't keep. I'm going to be up for the rest of the night. I'm glad they're not sold out yet. Anyway, the 3080 sold out in like 2 minutes. Hopefully these are a little less popular. Anyway, I'm going to be up until probably 8 in the morning, so I'll catch you in the next video.